What's good, everybody? My name is Austin Simmon, aka Ace. I'm a rapper slash teacher slash father slash husband slash geek. You already know what it is. Vegeta, you see the pops. You see me in anime form. Hold on. You see me in damn it, dang it. You see me in anime form. Hey. So, anyways, today we're gonna be doing a build for the Eldritch Knight. Now, I need to make sure that this is understood. The fighter is my favorite class, and the Eldritch Knight is my favorite subclass. I love the Eldritch Knight. Like, that's the first class that I ever truly played with in 5e, and so it has a special place in my heart. And the thing, though, is that a lot of people complain about the Eldritch Knight in regards to its spell slots and the amount of spells that they learn. And that is a valid complaint. They don't get a whole lot of spell slots, and they don't get a whole lot of spells known at all, especially compared to other classes that have spells. Now, I realize that there is a way to mitigate this and get it to the point where an Eldritch Knight can have the amount, very close to, or basically around the same amount of spell slots as like a paladin and a ranger and an artificer. So let's go ahead and look at this, and I'll show you guys exactly how I do that in this nice little arcane big boy Eldritch Knight build. Hey! Alright, first I'm going to take a sip of my Corgi butt cup. Refreshing. Alright, let's do this. So, we're in D&D Beyond, and I basically took them all the way to level 20, and I'm going to show you just how to mitigate and fix this whole spell slot problem. We're going to give this guy a lot of spells. And you're gonna realize, wow, this guy, not only does he have a lot of spells, he's a fighter, but he's also like, I think this is as good, or not, maybe even possibly better than a paladin, depending on what you're going for, right? So real quick in my notes, I just want to make sure that this is known here. So we're gonna walk through levels 1 through 15, and then summarize 16 through 20. Boop. Level 1, we're gonna be a human, and the reason why is because we want to take Magic Initiate twice. So with the custom origin, we're going to do Magic Initiate Druid or Wizard. It doesn't really matter which order you take. But yeah, with your origin feat, you're going to do Magic Initiate Druid. You're going to, for me, I picked Guidance, Starry Wisp, and Absorb Elements for the regular spell. We're not going to have high dexterity. So this is going to help with that, because then whenever we're hit with a breath weapon and we have to use our dexterity, we're good because we have absorb elements. We're a great sword main, and custom background strength 2, big body. You already know what it is, and intelligence 1. And then Magic Initiate Wizard, Blade Ward, because that cantrip is ridiculous. Booming Blade, and the Shield spell, which is my favorite spell. We're gonna have 17 strength, 8 dex, 14 con, 16 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 8 charisma. We're not going to be talking to nobody. And eventually, the fighter gets this thing that allows them to add to ability checks. So that actually might help in social interactions. All right, and to start off at level 1, we already have 2 spell slots, and I'm pretty sure that is the amount of spell slots that a paladin gets. Now, granted, the 2 slots are dedicated to specific spells, but I mean, still, we have 2 spell slots. That's great, and that's at level 1. All right, so let's go through these levels. Yeah, let's do this. So yeah, level 1, core trait. We're gonna get perception and athletics. I like those. Our fighting style is going to be defense, just so we can have as high of an AC as possible. With the Eldritch Knight, one thing that is very true that I think we can all agree with is probably the tankiest subclass in the game, I would say. Like, if you're an Eldritch Knight, you are probably the best tank in the game, especially at least with getting hit, like actually hit. And then with saving throws, you'll get there eventually when you get Indomitable. We'll get Second Wind, as you know, and our weapon masteries are going to be the Greatsword for Greys. We're going to be using Greatsword. Long sword if we want to go short, sword and shield whenever we want, whenever we feel like it, and then I didn't really know what else to get, so I picked a hand axe. We get action surge at level 2, as we know, and tactical mind is the thing that I was talking about earlier with because we have a low charisma, that's fine because we get tactical mind, where if you fail an ability check, you can expend a second wind to push yourself towards success. So rather than regaining hit points, you'll roll the d10 and add it to the number of the ability check. Boom! Yeah, if I'm trying to persuade, tactical mind. I'm being tactical with the persuasion. If I need a performance, I'm being tactical with the performance. Woo! Level 3 is where we are going to get our subclass, which is the Eldritch Knight. Of course, that's what this fucking video is about. So, yeah. And that's when we're going to finally start adding to our spells. So we do get a spell list. This is where everything kicks in, my boy. All right, so this is what we're going to grab. We are going to grab Find Familiar, Witch Bolt, and Magic Missile. Our cantrips are going to be Minor Illusion and Booming Blade. And we'll have 4 spell slots at this point, right? Because we have the Shield and Absorb Elements, and then our own from the actual Eldritch Knight, which is a 2. And the reason why I'm picking Witch Bolt is because I personally love being able to weaponize my bonus actions, and Witch Bolts. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about the spell. I mean, if you miss, you still on every turn after that can still hit the target for a guaranteed D12. That's amazing, and especially on a build like this, where we're gonna be swinging this big ass sword, and then Palpatine, swing, Palpatine, swing, Palpatine. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then also we have Magic Missile. Now, I do also want to point out that in the beginning, with a lot of these spells, none of them are going to rely on our intelligence. Now, our intelligence is pretty decent. We got a 16. That'll do for now. But even then, we won't need it to be very high, because we don't need Witch Bolt to hit to do damage on subsequent turns. We don't need high intelligence for Magic Missile or Shield or Absorb Element. So we're good. At level 4, and this is the only time that we're actually going to increase our strength, we're going to do Great Weapon Master, just so, again, I want these swings to be mighty. I'm trying to master this greatsword, right? And so that's just going to add to our damage. And if we land a crit or we catch a body, we get another bonus action opportunity, which is pretty good. So, yeah, this is a great feat. And this is going to boost us up to a 18 in strength. And then after this, we are focusing on intelligence for the rest of the build. We are not increasing our strength, I don't think, at all until the end. So, an 18 is respectable. We can go an entire campaign with an 18 strength. All right, and then we get extra attack at level 5, as well as tactical shift, which is pretty awesome for the 2024 rules. Also, at this point, we will have 5 spells known, and all of this is still on pace with the Paladin. In these, this is all comparable to Paladin and Ranger spell slots at this point, which is fantastic. I mean, we at this point are basically a half caster. We're a half caster, but we're also a fighter. So yeah. Anyway, so at level 6, we're gonna snag Shadow Touched. This is why we're able to do what we're doing. Is because the fighter has the most feats. We get the most amount of feats, and so we can use these moments to increase the amount of spells that we can use, right? So with Shadow Touch, we're going to grab Invisibility, which is cool. We like invisibility, for stealth. But then also, I wanted to pick up Wrathful Smite. Now, a lot of people will say, and I agree with this actually, is that Fey Touch is a better feat. But for us, the reason why I'm doing Shadow Touch is so that I can get Wrathful Smite specifically, right? It's a spell that does not need our intelligence still, and it's just extra damage, right? It's just extra damage. And if we're not using our Witch Bolt at this point, we can just use this for our bonus action. It's good. I like options. I don't know about y'all, but I like options. Let's see how many spell slots we have at this point. So at level 6, we have 7 spell slots. That is amazing, because we will have added Invisibility and Wrathful Smite as free spells that we can use. All right. So then at level 7, This is where I think the Eldritch Knight really comes into play, and this is where it differs from the 2014 version. At level 7 for the Eldritch Knight, we can replace an attack with a cantrip, like the Blade Singer. The Blade Singer! That's incredible. Like, I don't think you guys understand like how great that is. Because at this point now, we can attack, right? And then we can do Booming Blade. Or, you know, if you have Shocking Grasp, you can do Shocking Grasp, right? You can do Green Flame Blade. You know what I mean? You can do True Strike. You know, you can do all that type. You can do all that type of shit. That's great. Within this, you know, within that attack action, and then for us, if we want, we can either use our Palpatine or we can use Wrathful Smite. And then these motherfuckers are afraid of us. This is fantastic. This at this point we are disgusting. Like, yes, we are online at this point, and we have 10 spell slots because we also are adding to our spells. I forgot about that. We get our level 2 spells, so we're gonna actually switch Witch Bolt out for Flaming Sphere, which is another bonus action attack. You have a big ass ball of fire that just rolls around and just ram it into people. I love it. And at that point, the reason why we want this instead of Witch Bolt actually is because we can target more than one enemy with this instead of Witch Bolt, where we're focusing on one guy. And then we're gonna get Mirror Image. I like Mirror Image a lot. It just adds to our tankiness. Not only are we gonna have an absurdly high AC, but we're also, if someone does manage to hit us, we can say, no, you don't. You don't. You hit my mirror. You hit my mirror, but you didn't hit me. What are we talking about? So anyways, at level 8, we get an ability score increase. And this is where we're going to get Fey Touched. And again, this is where we are taking advantage of the fighter's abilities. We get an ability score at level 6 and then also 8. And this is where we're going to get Dissonant Whispers, just so we have another ranged attack. And we are going to snag Misty Step. Now, also, with that being said, we are now at 18 intelligence because we will have increased our intelligence twice within 3 levels. And now we're at a respectable intelligence score where we are decent casters along with our buddies that are also casters. And yeah, we're doing our thing out here. And we have 12 spell slots. And we're going to add Shatter. What is going on here? We're so nice. Oh, we're nice already. Why are you excited? I'm excited. And here's the deal. I love the image of a fighter that's also flinging around a bunch of elements. You know, I'm inspired by shit like Avatar and Dragon Ball, and I mean just a whole lot of different animes, if we're gonna be honest with you, because that's where you'll see a lot of fighting mixed with magic stuff. I like that, and that's what this is. That truly is now what we're doing here. Because I mean the basic Eldritch Knight, without kind of really making sure that you're intentional, is really just a fighter with a bunch of defensive abilities, if like at its core. But like you can really make this an arcane beast, but we gotta really hone in and lock in order to do it. But anyways, at level 9, we're gonna be able to use the push, sap, or slow with any attack. And with the greatsword, that is fantastic. I mean, yeah, we get graze, which is cool because if we miss, we still do damage. But you know, sometimes, hey, I'm gonna push. If I do hit, I'm gonna do something, right? So this is good. I do like this. And then at level 10, we get more weapon masteries. I don't give a fuck about this, if I'm gonna be honest. But I do care about Eldritch Strike. This is a big deal because now if we land a hit, the opponent or the enemy will have disadvantage on their next saving throw. That's fire, and it works really well with the fact that we could do an attack and then a cantrip, right? So, with that being said, let's look at this. So at level 10, we're gonna get Mind Sliver. That works really well with this entire setup. So if I hit them, they have a disadvantage on Mind Sliver. And then if I hit Mind Sliver, and then maybe I could do like hold person, which is what I'm going to get next for my spell, then they have a D4 taken off of their saving throw with Hold Person. Like, this is a really cool little, like, boop, boop, boop. It's a 2-turn setup, but it still is, I mean, it still works. And then after that, all of your buddies have advantage and a crit against that person. So, yeah, we're good. We are good at level 10. All right, level 11, we get 2 extra attacks. Oh, boy. And then at this point, I mean, goodness gracious. We're going to be doing so much damage because we have all of these bonus action options where, you know, just fucking people up with these saving throws, and our intelligence is pretty decent. Like, our DC is going to be okay, especially at level 12, because at level 12 we are going to just straight up do an ability score improvement so we can get to 20. I feel like this is on par with pretty much any other caster. If you're a wizard, right, you're probably going to get 2 feats at level 4 and level 8. You're going to get a feat there and a feat there, and then maybe do a ability score increase at 12. So we would basically, us and the wizard are going to be at a level 20 intelligence at the same time. So yeah, this is fantastic. Oh, okay, and at level 11, we're going to have 13 spell slots. We're going to add enlarge and reduce, which is going to give us more damage, and it's just cool. I'm gonna make myself big body, or I'm gonna make somebody else small body. Then at level 13, we get studied attacks. We get advantage after we miss. That's great. And then we also get more spellies. We get more spellies at this point. So we get 15 fucking spell slots. I'm going to grab Animate Dead, which is more bonus action damage, which is good. We like that. And we're going to replace Shatter with Fireball. Fireball is a must. Fireball is a must. There is no debate here. 0. If I have access to Fireball, I'm grabbing it. And I'm going to use it in the most inconvenient times. At level 14, we get another ability score. At this point, yes, we are going to increase our strength. So we have our strength at a 20, and we are going to snag Hypnotic Pattern. Our Hypnotic Pattern is going to be good because our DC is going to be good. That's great. It's really, really good. 15, we get Arcane Charge. You already know what it is. We get basically another Misty Step. And then at level 16, I want to get Mage Slayer because this is where shit gets kind of spooky. It gets a little spooky out here. And so we need to make sure that our mind is right if someone's trying to hit us. I know that we have Indomitable, but just in case we also miss with Indomitable, we can hit that Mage Slayer and we'll just have it. And yeah, so at this point, I'm basically just going to summarize what we do. So for spells, we are going to get Summon Elemental, Polymorph, and Banishment. I like all of those spells, and I think that if you notice that over time we start off more as a fighter that is defensive, and then we kind of morph ourselves into a more arcane slinging badass as our DC gets higher, right? We are always going to have a respectable intelligence with a 16. We have 16 at base, but once we get it up and going and get a little bit more confidence in the juice, we get the more juice in the swag, then we're really going to start cooking out here. So, yeah, I mean, this is a lot of spell slots. We get 17 spell slots by the time that we reach level 20. And for those who don't know the features, we get an improved war magic, which, you know, we get to cast a spell in replacement for 2 attacks. We get an epic boon, which I picked the boon of spell recall. And what's cool about this is whenever you cast a level 1 through 4 spell, roll a 1d4. If the number that's rolled is the same as the spell slot, the slot isn't expended. For us, that's great because we can only get up to level 4 spells. Like this is amazing. Actually, this is perfect for the Eldritch Knight. And then we get 3 extra attacks at the end. So yeah. I mean, honestly, you're great from the beginning. I think you're really. I think this class is amazing from the start. I think even without all these extra spell slots, the Eldritch Knight is good. But if you intentionally get a bunch of these extra spells and you utilize your ability score increases for feats, you will end up being a half caster. I don't know if this was intentional by design. I don't know if the designers were like, oh well, yeah, I know that these people are complaining about the Eldritch Knight not getting enough spell slots, but they can just use their feats and then they'll fix it. I don't know if they knew that, but I mean, I figured it out. So here we are, and now you have this information as well. If you want more spell slots, you need to take advantage of the fact that the fighter has a bunch of feats, and if you do that, you will end up being a half caster, just like a paladin, ranger, and artificer. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope this helps you in any way in your attempts to make the perfect Eldritch Knight. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.